What is up, you all? We're back with another Stranger Things Season 5 video. We actually just saw the first 5 minutes of Stranger Things Season 5, you all. So we got to talk about what we seen and also the details that we seen. So before we get into it, definitely smash the like button and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. So in the first 5 minutes, it was literally what I thought it was. I literally called it. It is the flashback of young Will Byers. It kicks up with actually young Will and Castle Byers, and he's singing a song, Should I Stay or Should I Go? And it's actually a Demogorgon that's like patrolling the outside, and then things kick up where the Demogorgon is actually coming after Will. Will somehow actually brought his rifle into the upside down, and he shoots the Demogorgon and gets away for the moment, climbing up this huge tree, and the Demogorgon starts chasing him. And then eventually that shot that we seen in the trailer where basically Will Byers falls from the tree and he hits the ground, he ends up getting took by a Demogorgon to the downtown library in the upside down. So the downtown library is where actually Vecna was in the first 5 minutes. So we see actually once Will gets dropped off down at the library, it's almost like the Demogorgons are afraid of Vecna. I mean, I will see why, because obviously he's like their master. Obviously, from what we just seen in this footage, he's like their owner or something. They're obviously afraid of him because the Demogorgon ends up walking away with its head down, almost like he messed up because he got shot by Will or something. It just looks like he just really looks like he's sad. He really looks like he feels like he's disappointed in himself, and it's coming from a Demogorgon. One thing I will say, you all, I could tell that it was a little CGI with Will Byers' face. I could see a little bit of CGI, but it doesn't take away from the story that the Duffers are telling. I love like the red lightning in the sky. I loved how, you know, Will fell down. You can feel literally every effect, every branch, and I thought that was cool how he was hanging from the branch on his book bag, kind of making a scene intense, how we see like the straps on his book bag kind of coming apart. But yeah, then we see Vecna come out, and we just see everything play out from that very first moment. We see Will get took from the moment he's playing Dungeons and Dragons with Dustin, Lucas, and Mike, and him getting took to the upside down. We just see a different side and angle of that situation. And then once the Demogorgon drops him off, Vecna comes out once again. He approaches Will Byers, and that vine thing that goes into his mouth, that's kind of, it looks like a tube, like an upside down vine tube. I don't even know what to call it, but it's shooting things down Will's throat and his mouth, and it's obviously like the upside down stuff. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's the things that made Will possessed. It kind of, you know, took over Will, and we seen that whole process. And we also see Vecna saying to Will, calling him William once again, that we're going to do such beautiful things, saying at long last it's time to begin. It also seems like once the tube is attached to Will and exchange begins to happen, it makes Vecna stronger. It's charging him up. It's giving him more fuel. Almost like he needs Will. It has to happen this way. That's why he said at long last. So I think with Will being upside down is making Vecna stronger as a villain. It's definitely a part of some type of plan that Vecna has to have Will Byers a part of the upside down. This has been a long time coming, figuring this out, knowing that Vecna has always been in a picture since day one. That actually makes it just so full circle, knowing that Vecna was there since Will was younger, and he's still sticking around. So it wasn't even just something where 11 and Vecna was in the rainbow room, and then eventually she met Will Byers. So everything connects, like literally everything connects with Vecna and 11, it seems like. So that rainbow scene hits different now, because the rainbow room scene, yes, it hits different now, because now it was almost like Will Byers and 11 was meant to be friends. They were meant to connect. They were meant to get familiar with each other, all because of this situation that happened with the Demogorgon dropping off young Will to Vecna. So yeah, it seems almost like Vecna handpicked Will Byers, because you got to think of that whole scene from the moment Will sees the Demogorgon on the bike. He falls off the bike, he goes in the woods. The Demogorgon ends up taking Will back to Vecna, almost like it was an order from Vecna, like, hey, go get this kid, I need him. And now we got Will the Wise. So it's definitely explaining now what is going on with Will, why he's so connected to the upside down what's causing him to have these feelings where he's rubbing his neck, and how he's so connected to Vecna, which I called it. I knew that this was going to be the first 5 minutes because it feels right, you know, just kind of kicking up with a flashback, letting us know our footing, letting us know everything that's going on with seasons 1 through 5, how everything happened in the background, and now it's coming to the front. And I really loved how I kicked up with Castle Byers, showing the upside down version of Castle Byers, the downtown Hawkins Library version, and us just finally seeing Vecna was there the whole time and we weren't crazy. Everything was happening for a reason. And we're thinking that the Demogorgons are big and bad. Whole time they bow their heads down to Vecna. Vecna's the showrunner. Vecna's the master, and we saw that. So Vecna calls the shots. Now we need to know a little bit more about Will Byers and Vecna, because now I want to see everything with season 2, 3, and 4 and how it blossoms in 5. We've seen how it kicks up in 1. I'm loving that. But we even see that little, you know, shot of when Will's landing Castle Byers, you're hearing him sing the song, "Should I Stay or Should I Go Now?" So that's helping him kind of stay comforted and just kind of, you know, calming himself down. And that's the song that Jonathan Byers, his brother, told him, you know, to say, you know, that's their song. So it all makes sense. And I just think that everything now is starting to connect with this flashback, especially with like season 1. And we heard on the red carpet, a lot of people kind of tapped into talking about season 5 and how they think it'll play out. 11 even says she feels that a lot of things from season 1 is tied into season 5. We hear that the ending from the Duffer Brothers is saying that this is one of the craziest endings, saying people were sobbing on FaceTime calls. We're hearing, you know, everybody just say so many good things about this, and I just kept hearing a lot about that finale and emotions everywhere. So I'm very excited, man. The 5 minutes was just the right amount. It was enough. It showed enough. I just loved how, like I said, it shows everything with Will Byers getting away from the Demogorgon to end up getting, you know, took by the Demogorgon, and then Vecna gets involved and everything. So that's pretty much what we see. We see Will fall from this tree, and we see how everything played out. Everything was happening in the background for season 1. Let me know, how do you feel in the comments about the first 5 minutes? Is it what you thought it was? Do you feel like you got enough from it? Do you love what you're seeing? Is it a solid flashback? Let me know down in the comments. With that being said, I want y'all to hit me up on all my social medias at ILIKESCARY, and I'll see you all in the next one. Over and out.